Okay, so you see Oprah right here trending once again as she selects Elizabeth Gilbert's new memoir for her book club. And you see Elizabeth Gilbert there by her side. And the new book, we're going to get into that right here. And you see this is an Associated Press article. Elizabeth Gilbert's All the Way to the River, a memoir that has already stirred up an online conversation, is Oprah Winfrey's new book club pick. In Gilbert's book, published this week, the author writes of a consuming love affair with the self-destructive and terminally ill Raya Elias, a one-time friend for whom the author left her husband. Gilbert already has an influential and well-chronicled history of transformation and telling all, starting with her million-selling phenomenon, Eat, Pray, Love, a spiritual journey that ends with Gilbert marrying the man, Jose Nunez. She will divorce to be with Elias. So this is just like some soap opera stuff. Is this why people are into books? Like, is that even, you know, are these stories even real? Or is it just to get in the minds of who reads the books? Kind of like soap operas, right? And then it triggers whoever watches them to, maybe live in like a fantasy world or whatever. It just sounds like a bunch of drama to me. But with Eat, Pray, Love, Elizabeth Gilbert started a movement. Winfrey, who interviewed Gilbert in 2012 about Eat, Pray, Love, said in a statement Tuesday, "This new memoir is just as powerful, raw, unflinching, and deeply healing. She bares her soul, sharing her truth so openly. She offers readers the courage to face their own." So this is the memoir or whatever. Is that what they're calling it? All the way to the river. Okay. So I didn't do like a whole lot of research on this because a lot of this stuff, right when I see it, it's like bam, 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 bam. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what I see without going too deep here. But we can.
In literary news, Elizabeth Gilbert's latest memoir, All the Way to the River, has been selected for Oprah Winfrey's book club. Gilbert, famed for her million-selling Eat, Pray, Love, dives into a deeply personal story of love and loss with Raya Elias, a former friend and terminally ill partner. The memoir details their intense relationship and the transformative choices Gilbert made along the way. Oprah Winfrey praised the book as raw, unflinching, and deeply healing, noting that Gilbert's openness inspires readers to face their own truths. The author shared that learning about the selection over the phone was an unforgettable moment, reminding her of being a teenager watching Oprah on TV. Fans and readers can catch Gilbert's recent conversation with Oprah at a Seattle Starbucks on Winfrey's YouTube channel and other video outlets. Stay tuned for more updates on your favorite.
All right, blah blah blah. So we have to do that at the beginning just to kind of get familiar with these characters, and that's about as deep as I'm going to get into the story. But look at this. Now we're on to the connections, and look at how, okay, it says Oprah Winfrey selects Elizabeth Gilbert for this new memoir for her book club. Look at Oprah Winfrey selects Elizabeth. Okay, we know that Elizabeth is Queen Elizabeth II, and her death anniversary was just September 8th, okay? So you got that same name, Elizabeth, trending. And don't forget, Oprah is widely considered the queen of daytime due to the massive success. We keep getting this queen king energy. Michael Jackson's birthday recently, the king of pop. Okay. And remember, Suge Knight, his birthday's 2 days before Queen Elizabeth II. Think about the chessboard: king, queen, knight, rook, pawn, bishop, and so on, right? So we get the Elizabeth name with Elizabeth Gilbert, Queen Elizabeth II, her death anniversary, 3-year death anniversary. Just what? Let's see, when's this decode gonna drop? So this decode should drop on the 10th. So 2 days ago, you're seeing this now. 2 days ago is Queen Elizabeth II's death anniversary. Okay, so we get Queen Elizabeth, we get Elizabeth Gilbert energy, we get Queen energy with Oprah, the Queen of Daytime. And this isn't the first time I've done a decode with Oprah where all of this stuff hits, right? Because she's considered a queen. You see that? Remember, we just had Beyonce, all of her energy, and her energy's still lingering, okay? Beyonce, Queen Bey, Queen Bee, whatever you want to call her, okay? Now, check this out, okay? Queen. A lot of this stuff is already known amongst decoders. You may not know all of it. No matter who's watching, soak up the information. Queen equals 62 and 26. Crown equals 62 and 26. Elizabeth II, look at, she was born in 26. Queen Elizabeth II. Look at her coronation. The coronation of Elizabeth II. Look at that. 6-2. You know what's amazing? Look at that coronation. June 2nd, 6-2. Queen Elizabeth II. Look at it, says start date. Look at that. 1953. Look what I just caught right before I hit record. This is 53 days. This new book drops after Elizabeth Gilbert's birthday. Look at that. I just caught that. Bam. She's got the July 18 birthday, and this memoir drops 53 days later. Look at that. Bam. Isn't that is absolutely solid? That's completely on the fly. While I'm over here, okay, look at this. Oprah equals 62. Or wait, is it Oprah Winfrey? If I can spell it right. Here, right there. Oprah. Oh, maybe not. Oh. This is what. Look at this right here. Look at her first book. Oh no, that's the new book right there. Look at 266 like 26. I swear there's a 62 in here. But I guess we'll get back to that, right? Look at this right here. All the Way to the River. That's this new book. 266 like 26. Okay. And man, books equals 62. Look, books equals 62. Look at that right there. Books equals 62. The name of the new book, All the Way to the River, 266. Well, it's all the way to the river, but look, notice this. All the way to the river, love, loss, and liberation. Check this out. There's that 49 right there, Beyonce's birthday. All the way to the river, love, loss, and liberation. 490. That's that Beyonce birthday, the fourth day of the ninth month. Even Winfrey down here. Look at that 89. That's that Queen Elizabeth II death date, the eighth day of the ninth month. Okay, you see that right there? Now check this out. So books equals 62, Queen 62, Crown 62, Coronation of Elizabeth II 6-2, born in 26, Crown and Queen both equal 26. This memoir drops 53 days after Elizabeth Gilbert's birthday. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, 1953. Elizabeth Gilbert, best known for her 2006 memoir, Eat, Pray, Love. 2006 is like 26. You see that again right there? Look at that right there. Okay. And again, Eat, Pray, Love, Elizabeth Gilbert started a movement. Winfrey, who interviewed Gilbert in 2012 about Eat, Pray, Love, said in a statement Tuesday, the new memoir is just as powerful, raw, unflinching, and deeply healing. She bares her soul, sharing her truth so openly. She offers readers the courage to face their own. Notice, remember, we just hit on that 490 with all the way to the river, love, loss, and liberation. 490, like 49, like Beyonce's birthday, Queen Bee, the Bay Hive. Look, Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, he died April 9th, 4-9. Okay? Check that out. Now, even, look, he died on the 9th even. And this new memoir releases 9-9. And we're in a 9 year, 2025. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Check that out right there. Okay, now look at this. So, in Gilbert's book published this week, the author writes of a consuming love affair with the self destructive and terminally ill Rhea. It's Eliosh or Elias, but you see, that's a female, right? I'm assuming that's a female right there. A one-time friend for whom the author left her husband. So it's just seems like a lot of drama here. Gilbert already has an influential and well chronicled history of transformation and telling all. But look at Elias. She left her husband for this character right here, or she had a love affair, left her husband. Look, Elias, Eli, like Elizabeth. You see that right there? You see that? Eli, Elizabeth. Now look how she was born April 16th, 5 days before Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. You see that? And she's got the April 16. That birthday is hit with Bill Belichick, coach of North Carolina football. And that birthday also hit with Taylor Townsend, the tennis player. So that birthday, April 16, hits one more time as a trending character with that same birthday. And I mean, for real, her birthday is 5 days before Queen Elizabeth II. And she's got Eli in her last name, like Elizabeth. And, she got with Elizabeth Gilbert. See that? So look at, we got all of this Queen stuff going on, trending, and this all surrounds Queen Elizabeth II. Even Tupac's death anniversary is in a couple of days. Tupac, Queen Elizabeth II, and Tupac's birthday 2 days after 9/11. There's some kind of synchronicity with the Queen and 9/11. Remember, April 19th in history was the OKC bombing as well. And that's 2 days before Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. So look at these dates. So Prince Philip, Elizabeth II's husband, died April 9th, and that is 12 days before his wife's birthday. You see that right there? And again, Elizabeth Gilbert left her husband for Rhea Elias, and her birthday April 16th. So look at how close those three dates are with this connection here, okay? Even Rhea Elias, oh, she died. So maybe we can look at that on the fly. Look at that. She died 25 days before Oprah's birthday. All right? Look at that. And we're in the year 25. Okay? So she leaves her husband for Rhea Elias, and now Rhea Elias dies. So how did she die? Let's go on the fly over here and let's ask Google. How did Rhea Elias die? Pancreatic cancer. Okay, pancreatic. We want to put that in the calculator just like that. We know cancer has the 44, which connects with all of the Beyonce Jay-Z stuff, but pancreatic cancer. Oops, I don't want all of that. Let's get rid of some of that there. I feel like there's something with that 100. Maybe, maybe not. Let's scroll down. Let's put her name in there real quick. Rhea Elias. And let's see what happens when we put her name. And all of these numbers are basically on the fly here. So let's see. Oops, my mouse. There we go. Look at that. Rhea Elias has 44 like cancer. 44 like, ooh, 116 and 44 like Gilbert. And cancer's got that 44. Look at that right there. So look at that right there. Boom. Everything connected in this story. Elizabeth Gilbert leaves her husband for this lady. This lady ends up dying of cancer. Gilbert 44, Rhea Elias 44, cancer 44, 116 Rhea Elias like Gilbert. Look, and they got together. You see that right there? She was a musician, hairdresser, filmmaker, and also sold real estate to make some extra scratch. What the hell is extra scratch? Shouldn't it say extra cash? Maybe I'm wrong. But look at that right there. You know, with the birthday 5 days before the Queen, Elias like Elizabeth. She gets together with someone named Elizabeth. And all of this connected to Oprah as she adds this new book to the book club. Now we want to look at that husband, Jose Nunez. Okay, Elizabeth Gilbert's ex-husband. Is he still around? I don't think this is the guy. No, this is a footballer. Elizabeth Gilbert. Let's see. Not publicly available. However, he was previously married to Elizabeth Gilbert from 2007 until their amicable separation in 2016 after being together 12 years. Okay, so back over here. Okay, so bam. Do you like that thumbnail? I think that thumbnail hits very, very, very nicely right there. So, Elizabeth Gilbert is an American journalist and author. One more time, best known for her 2006 memoir, Eat, Pray, Love, which has sold over 30 million copies. Wow! And has been translated into over 30 languages. The book was also made into a film of the same name in 2010. And again, here's the new memoir right here. Okay, All the Way to the River, a memoir that has already stirred up an online conversation, is Oprah Winfrey's new book club pick. And one more time, in this book published this week, the author writes of a consuming love affair with the self destructive and terminally ill Rhea Elias, one time friend for whom the author left her husband. Gilbert already has an influential and well chronicled history of transformation and telling all. And I feel like let's pull up the Queen again. Queen Elizabeth. Here's Queen Elizabeth right here. There's that Elizabeth name. So all of this stuff is all centered around Queen Elizabeth II. So pull her up right there. You see the Queen right there. Okay? Queen Elizabeth II was Queen of the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth realms from February 6th, that 2-6 again, 19, it says 1952 here. So, explain a coronation. Is that like an inauguration? It is a grand celebratory event in which the monarch is presented. Okay, maybe it's like an inauguration, possibly. I don't know. So, until her death in September 2022, she had been queen regnant regnant of 32 sovereign states during her lifetime and was the monarch of 15 realms at her death. So, all of this energy, all of this queen stuff, all centered around her, okay? Right? Cool. Okay. So, you see all of that, and it's all, you can't deny none of it. This queen, king energy that's going on. How much longer will it go? Well, I don't know. So, only time will tell. Okay? So, Oprah Winfrey selects Elizabeth Gilbert's new memoir for her book club. That's my breakdown of this Associated Press article. Until next time.